We're about to go on our first sail. This isn't Cape Lookout. Why are we back at the marina? The smoke was back in the engine bay from the exhaust riser. Never thought we would be back here again, but here we are. Let's go torch some crap.
So we use Loctite 565 under the recommendation of 2 different mechanics. That was stupid. It's wrong.
Be coming from where these brand new flanges made for us here by the marina, and also from a bolt.
No confidence in anything anymore.
I don't know. I think we're just gonna go. Hello. We are still at our anchorage here at Town Creek Marina, and Jeff is going into town to pick up our new propane tank. We had got an aluminum one from someone at the last marina who didn't want it anymore because there was a leak in the valve. So we took it and brought it to a propane place here in town in Beaufort, got them to put a new valve on it, pressure tested it, recertified it, and filled it up with propane. So we're gonna have 2 propane tanks now on the boat, which is pretty sweet. Normally these aluminum propane tanks are a couple $100 US each, so getting it for free and then just having to spend a bit on the certification on it is a win. So we just dumped the dinghy in the water, and by dumped I quite literally mean dumped. We just picked it up and threw it over the side of the lifelines, over the side of the boat. Other times we use the main halyard or the spare halyard and hoisted it up. But this time we figure let's just give it a try, see if we can lift it ourselves, and it worked. It's cold today, so yeah, getting her done, running errands.
Ready for the next step?
Yeah, we're gonna hoist this outboard over to it. Outboard is down, so is Jeffy, and off he's going. He's loaded down. He has some water can, Jerry's, garbage, a whole bunch of things. While Jeff was gone to shore, I've just been doing some odds and ends around here, and now I'm just chilling outside in the cockpit. It's a beautiful sunny day. That's about it. Jeff is going to be heading back anytime now. We're about to go on our first sail. We're going to be going out to a place called Cape Lookout today. It'll take us about 2 to 3 hours to get out there. Winds are looking pretty good, about 14 gusting 20, and we'll be on a beam reach, it looks like, for the whole way there. So that'll be good. Hopefully we have no hiccups. Jeff is just taking up the anchor right now, and yeah, we're going to see how it goes. This isn't Cape Lookout. Why are we back at the marina again? As you can probably imagine, we were both frustrated almost beyond comprehension at this point. But what can we do? We gotta keep moving forward, and so that means taking the exhaust apart again.
What are we just looking for?
Taking the wrap off of the exhaust again.
Spot. There's a black spot that I know
That looks like a pen mark, no?
No, from the spot welding. So I don't see like an obvious black spot here, assuming that it would be black.
Because there was a lot of smoke coming out.
I can see like a dull section here.
Is that where the glue or whatever wax
Maybe.
is hardening? Okay, piece number 1 looks fine so far. All right.
All right, here you go. Piece number 2. So there's this spot here. So this is very brittle here, like crazy hard brittle compared to like over here. It's waxy and soft. So, and look, it looks burnt actually. Check that out. It's brown there. That is interesting.
Yeah, it looks like a wax.
So
like
I'm thinking that's the spot where the wax is getting toasted. You know what? We're gonna know more in a minute when we blast this thing with a frickin' blowtorch.
So, whoa. Let's back up. You might be thinking, what are you guys talking about? Why are you back at the marina? I thought you left. And yeah, you would be right. We did leave. And we were having a great time. So here we are driving out of the channel, going out into the Atlantic Ocean. Unfortunately, we didn't take any footage there because we were a little bit stressed out. But as we were going out, we were noticing that, yeah, the smoke was back in the engine bay from the exhaust riser. Not sure what the heck's going on, and so Jeff made the ultimate decision. Safety is our main priority, and we just couldn't go out into the ocean and be kind of far from land with some sort of smoke coming off of our exhaust riser. So we had to abort that mission, and we were both extremely sad. We came back and of course it was Friday afternoon. No one can look at it right away. And of course on the way back, the smoke stopped again. And this happened before, like when we were on our way to Town Creek to begin with on our first day out, as we showed you. Smoke stopped for the last 45 minutes of our journey back here to the marina. It's a mystery. We've just been doing some research online. Some people are saying that it is just from the exhaust wrap. When it gets hot, it burns off the wax that's in the wrap material. So I don't know, we could be having that same problem with our diesel heater too. And that's why we see that bit of smoke coming out. It doesn't really smell like exhaust. It did smell like something burning off, but we're just so sketched out now. Anything exhaust related, we've just been burned quite literally one too many times on that. So here we are back at the marina. Never thought we would be back here again, but here we are. So this weekend we are just trying to figure out, troubleshoot and see what this issue could be. We're going to be doing a couple tests, some blowtorch on it, some heat gun action on it, see what happens, see if it starts smoking. A lot of testing is going on this weekend, guys. We just are beside ourselves. Last night was not a good night for either of us. We were just really defeated, really defeated. We just want to go and get to some adventure time, get to some warm weather, do what we aimed to do 3 years ago on this boat. So we're just hoping that it's not an exhaust leak, something that can be fixed right away, and we can be on our way soon. Fingers crossed for us, please. Okay, rant off, let's get back to work. Okay, you got the propane. I'll get the temperature gun, the heat gun, and let's go torch some crap. 410. Yeah, I saw a 500 something. Oh, and now it's smoking.
Yeah, so there you go, right away. With at 400 Fahrenheit, it's already smoking. And we shouldn't be surprised at all that we're seeing smoke coming off of it, see?
Correct. We're doing the test this morning where we are starting the engine. We're going to get it up to temp for the exhaust riser without any wrap on it. Jeff put some wrap on these hoses that are really close by to the riser, and we're going to see if anything comes out like exhaust. And if it doesn't, then hopefully our prediction is correct, that it's just smoke burning off from the exhaust wraps. We're going to be keeping an eye on the temperature of the riser using our heat gun. So let's just see what it's at right now. It's just in neutral at idle. We're not having any revs going or anything right now. So let's just see. It's been about 5 minutes. So let's see what the temp is. How are you feeling, Captain?
Good. I mean, we won't know more until we actually load the thing down and get some high temp exhaust going on.
Yeah. So the waiting game still. And are you hungry for Hawaiian breakfast?
Ready.
Woo! Almost done. Just gotta wait for the rice. One of the theories that we had was that if there was an exhaust breach, we would see it right off the bat, right when we started the engine, because the exhaust riser would be cold, and if there was going to be a breach, it would escape then, and not when the pipe is hot and a bit more expanded. But so far, so good. No exhaust leaks anywhere to be found. Let's hope it stays that way. All right, well, good morning on test day number 2. This morning we are going to be going out into the creek and putting some load on the engine, get it up to temp, and see if at that point we see any type of exhaust breach from the riser. Hopefully not. And then we'll be coming back to the dock, and then hopefully we'll just be getting ready to leave and leave tomorrow morning. So here goes. Let's see what happens. Hopefully nothing too eventful. Well, that was a failed mission. We left the dock, and when we were at about 2,000 RPM, it was perfectly fine. But if we go any higher than that, 2,400, for example, where the engine is really happy at 2,400, then I guess the pressure is too high and it starts leaking at the connection points. I don't know. We're just gonna go see if we should get it welded, make it stronger, but welding a threaded pipe doesn't really make it stronger. It makes it actually weaker, but it might like seal the gaps, but it does make it weaker when it's welded on the threaded part. So I don't know. Jeff is going over to try to find the marina guys and tell them what happened. So yeah, that's our day so far. Oh, And also, while we were going, our wind speed indicator and direction just stopped working again. And so Jeff has now taken it apart. We're thinking it must have to do with something with this receiver box there. We've unplugged it, done the power cycle a couple of times, done a couple different tests, and it just seems like maybe this receiver box is toast. So that's great also. Had a bit more time to investigate the exhaust riser and see where the breach is actually coming from, and it doesn't look like it's from our threaded pipe at all. Actually appears to be coming from where these brand new flanges are, that we had them made for us here by the marina. And it looks like it's coming from the flange area and also from a bolt, this one here in particular, and the one on the underside on the side also back there. I was also counting the number of threads that are threaded on. So from the flange to our threaded nipple there, it had more threads showing, 7, compared to all of our connection points here. They all have 5 or 6 threads showing only. And up here, I think it's 6. But down here where we're getting all the leak, right at the flange, those threads there, is 7 showing. So they should have done an extra turn perhaps to seal it better. Not sure, that's just something that we are investigating and we noticed when we are doing our due diligence here. All right, final verdict. They're gonna take it off and reseal the bolts with some more goop, some sealant goop stuff. We'll put it back together and try it again and see what happens.
No confidence in anything anymore.
So Jeff just took off the exhaust riser again. I think he's done it by this point like 6 or 7 times. So that's finished. We're giving it to the guys, and then hopefully we'll get this finished and put back in place tomorrow. We better, because we're not supposed to be here right now. All right, it is almost breakfast time, but we got our riser back from the yard. They finished their portion of the job.
Franken-riser.
Yeah, it appears.
When you assemble threaded fittings, like if you make your own threaded riser, which has been done before, I didn't invent this, you want to use anti-seize lubricant on this, not pipe dope. And the reason is that anti-seize has a much higher temperature tolerance, even the regular stuff, compared to pipe dope. So we use Loctite 565 under the recommendation of 2 different mechanics. That was stupid. It's wrong. It burns off. Apparently it can be toxic. I'm not 100% about that, but that's what someone said. And then it turns rock hard. So this is all rock hard here in the joints. Anyway, that's done and over with, and we don't really care about that anymore. We don't think it was leaking from any of those seams. So we thought it was leaking from here. And there's tack welds there. And that's part 2 of the story. Don't weld this type of pipe because it's thin
thread.
Yeah, once they cut the threads, they thin the wall of the pipe out, and so if you weld it, you're further weakening it. So maybe if you had skid 80 or something pipe, you could get away with it, but long story short, that's not what you normally want to do. So again, I didn't want to break this tack weld and come at it from this side, and so the suggestion was, I found online someone mentioned that, well, you can weld at the end of the pipe. So this is mainly just to fill the gap between the steel and the stainless steel.
Because we thought that there was a gap coming from where the flange connected. Yeah.
Both sides.
This is the elbow side, the top.
Yeah, both sides. So hopefully that holds, and we will put a lot of anti-seize on our bolts, and we'll slap it in and we'll do our testing. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, then I think this whole thing is going to get abandoned, and we'll have an actual exhaust manufactured, and we won't be going anywhere for who knows how long, and blah frickin' blah.
Okay, so first though, we're going to be having a breakfast burrito. Yellow zucchini squash there, Spam, some scrambled eggs we're going to add in there, green onion, cheese, and some ketchup. Okay, breakfast is over. Jeff is just making 1 extra coffee there on the stove, using the percolator now, everyone. Are you proud of him? Are you proud of him? Hey, Jeff?
Moved on with my life.
But you like how the percolator works? It's pretty easy.
It leaks, so when I pour it, it's like everything. Nothing is ever fucking good.
But it's easier than your pour over method with elastic bands and
oh yeah, it's way easier. Yeah.
So we're gonna take a coffee for the road and go down to Town Creek Marina to get one more gasket. Yeah, for this flange.
Just so we can put it back together. I think we've burned through two gaskets now new, just putting things together and taking it apart. Not this time, but between last time and this time.
Well, we're pros. I think this riser has come on and off, what, like 7 or 8 times?
Seriously, like that's just ridiculous.
Yeah. So hopefully this will be the last for quite a while.
Yeah, don't hold your breath.
We'd really appreciate it if you could take a second and hit the like button on this video, subscribe if you aren't already, and if you're interested, we'll have a link to our Patreon page down below. Gasket maker time. This is the RTV copper gasket.
Yeah, this is just a super extra duper thing we're doing.
Super extra duper.
Not needed, don't copy what I'm doing. Metal on metal should be fine.
Yeah, we're just doing it because we are obviously sketched out.
I can't do this anymore. It's the last time I'm doing it. Straight up.
Okay, we're about to do test number 5196 on this freaking smoking issue in the engine bay. We are thinking that it is the Loctite 565 thread sealant that Jeff put in between the pieces of the riser, from the flange to the nipple to the elbows to the straight parts, all of those. We have been chiseling off this Loctite stuff from within the threads at all of the connecting pieces, wire brushing it. We've gotten off a lot of it. And one of the pieces, the chunks that Jeff got off, we torched it with a blowtorch to see what it smelled like, and it has the same smell. So we'll see if it will smoke less this time, because we got off about 75% of all of the Loctite rock hard sealant stuff. There's not much else that we can do. We just have to wait for it to burn off. It's not coming from anywhere else that we can see. We have investigated so many different places. This has got to be it. Fingers crossed. I know I say that a lot. Fingers crossed. So if we bring the engine all the way to 2400 RPM, it does start smoking. And with the temperature gun, the temp is showing around like 490 Fahrenheit, something like that. But when we bring it down even to 2300 or 2200 RPM, the smoke stops. Go figure. The temp goes down to like around like 435-ish Fahrenheit. And yeah, there's no smoke at that point. So like, what the heck? I don't know. I think we're just gonna go. I think at this point, like, what else are we to do? Leave the boat here and then take everything apart to check the head gasket and everything and all that, and then have to go home because we run out of time? And it just doesn't make sense when everything is working perfectly fine at 2000, 2200, and we will just aim to sail more, which is kind of what we want to do anyway. All right, and we're off again. We're going down Core Creek, going to be going over and anchoring this evening at Moorhead City at Sugarloaf Island. Get ready for leaving and heading out south, out in the Atlantic Ocean tomorrow afternoon. The plan is to go straight down to Charleston, South Carolina. We're going to be having some downwind sails, going from about 16, gusting 22. So that'll be fun. It's an overnight sail. We'll see how it goes. For now, we're just cold, eating some lunch, a little wrap, and checking the red and green buoy markers and heading down.
Thank you so much for watching this video, everyone, and we promise from this point forward we are only going south. We're really excited and we hope that you come along with us.